Okay. Here we go. We're here. Yeah, gobble gobble. Late gobble gobble. If I must say so. Alright, we're about to get into it. 1v1v1 showdown. Hopefully everyone is ready. Realistic or even car performances. And let's randomize the track. Got it on me phone here, as you can see. Let's get a nice little spin. You guys can watch it. We are going to England to start. Okay. Oh, settings is on 3 laps. I'm not sure if that's 5. I might as well do that while we're here. Starting grid. Random. Okay. All right. Well, we're starting on time right now, so we'll see how that goes. But we'll get into it here. Dead. Race. Optic. Ready up. There we go. Well, let's go. Let's see. Hopefully this goes well. Lobby 1 started about 20 seconds early. So hopefully that continues on. And we've got plenty of races to go. We've got 5 preliminary, I guess, round 1 races. Second place goes into a second place duel to try and get advancement in staying in the upper bracket, as will be an uneven number of drivers that we need to go through with. There only being 5, so we need 6. So every second place driver in round 1 will get a chance to still stay up, as all 5 will compete. All drivers that come third will drop right down to the losers bracket and will be running the gauntlet from that point on. So best of luck to everyone. We have 15 awesome drivers that are taking place in this, and I'm really excited for that. And we've done it before. And I mean, it hasn't always gone smooth, but with a lot of patience from the drivers in the past, you know, I'm hoping we're just going to keep getting better at it. So for those that do not know, we are in Great Britain, one of the eldest tracks here. And one of the oldest tracks in racing, period. And then the other 2 are Australia and Canada, as you could kind of see there. So I'm getting those ready in my settings here. And we will get underway. So, yeah, all the Commonwealth tracks really are taken involved, all the ones that don't celebrate Thanksgiving on this date or don't celebrate Thanksgiving at all. So, hopefully everyone is having a good Thanksgiving for all of you American folk out there. This is kind of the week where the rest of Midwest F1 League likes to take over. This is our week. The international week, if you will. But let's go. No qualifying, right to it. 5-lapper, 1v1v1. We're going to start it out here as all the red lights go out. And I'm not sure what happened there. The dead text message gets off really good. And we'll pull this stuff up for everyone to see there. And we're on board with Optic here. And a big lockup from race day early on with Optic going around the outside. And race day already under some trouble, but trying to fight back at him. So no DRS for the first 2 laps. Dead text message is having a good lead right now. A really good start off the gate. And race day is looking to come back at Optic. Opts out. Pardon the pun, as I didn't know what I was doing already. But everything seems fairly close here. Optic already pulling up close to Dead text message. And Dead might be under a little bit of pressure with the early overtake and lead. Now I do have insider intel that Dead text message is riding a new... Ooh, a little bit of contact, and Optic and Race Day are really edging each other there as we enter Maggots and Beckett's there. And now Optic right on the side of that text message, but it's actually Race Day who gets a really good launch out of there. And we have 3 wide, and it looks like Optic's going to miss out on the overall speed, with Race Day jumping up into the lead, going from 3rd to 1st, exiting Maggots and Beckett's there. And now taking the lead through the big swooping right-hander of turn 15. And Race Day currently sitting in 2nd. Oh, gets caught out a little bit by Optic there. Now Optic is right alongside him. And up onto the curb goes Dead. And Dead and Optic once again fighting it out. And Optic has to slide in behind. And right up onto the tail is Optic on Dead text message. And looks for the maneuver and gets it done. Dead text message not fighting too hard. And Dead comes back at him and a little bit of contact. And I don't know if there's the room there. And that's Race Day breaking off into the distance now. 2.5 seconds up the road on Dead text message. What do we think, chat? Is that an auto loss? I mean, to be fair, Optic looks like he's got the pace on Dead text message here. Dead text message has damage. Doesn't see it. Is there anyone in chat that wants to take a crack at that one? Is that overzealous by Dead text message? His Optics already caught Dead text message. And a little bit more contact between them. Come on, guys. Not how we want to start it here, boys. The text message now breaking into Optic and hitting the back of him. And not a good start there. Game was a little too loud. Oh yeah, it's cranked. Jesus. Sorry, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that was capped out. That's better though, right? Oh, that's gotta be a lot better. Knuckles, what says you on the situation? Is that a little bit too much on Dead's part? Even Optic have been making quite a bit of contact early on there. You know, Optic's once again going to regain the spot on Dead text message. We're on lap 3. Next race will be Vamu Nibble, Matt Rosie, and NSCRLO. But unfortunately, it looks like the early battles between Optic and Dead have left Optic a little bit too far out of this one now to try and take the position from Race Day. Just going to bring it home at this point. We'll see. Anything can happen. He does not have this now. The only way he had this was by trying to take out the field, which he nearly accomplished. Half of the field, at least. Okay, and Race Day Too bad that Optic got caught up so much, because it looks like he's keeping pace with them at this point. He's improving on his lap times as well. We'll catch a peek on race day to see where his split is. But he's used up all of his ERS, really. As he finishes the first sector split, he is down on his time. Optic is looking like he's kind of closing that gap, actually. No, it's staying about the same. But Optic is improving on his pace, so once he's got some open air. Yeah, it seems like the battle between Race Day and Optic would have been really close. Race Day just bringing this one home, no real pressure from this point in. And Optic is setting new fastest sectors, so with all this open air and amount of ERS to deploy, he's really showing the pace. There we go. First race winner of the evening here is Race Day coming over the line, taking the dub. Optic finishing second, going into the second place battle, and taking home fastest lap by quite a large margin. And Dead Text Message will drop down into the losers bracket, and we'll see what he can do from that point out. So well done to all drivers, and not too bad of a start. That. Not too much for us to look at there. Maybe we'll do a quick game reset, because maybe got stuck in the lobby there. But not a problem. We'll enter right back into things. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ah, thank you, Shelly. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, yeah, cool. So I'm kind of nervous about this race because I haven't heard anything from some of these other drivers here. Oh my god. And Vamu. And then I don't know anything about this guy. crossplay. To disable, you have to do in the main menu. Oh, Christ. I think we're having to go to the next race. Okay, let's just keep moving this forward. That's sick. Oh, when people respond like they want to do it, and then just no show. So Knuckles, Jacko's, he always shows offline. And then Unholy. And the track will be for everyone to see. Canada. Okay. Waiting on one more, then we'll get her going. Yo, Plasma Rain, hit with the... Goddamn. Appreciate that, man. Love to see it. Dude. Cats are sleeping, Shelly. I'd love to. That's funny. Oh God. Okay. That's funny. It's not even home. Okay. There we go. Okay. Here in Montreal, we go back That wasn't too long of a break. These guys kind of got going a little quickly. Elmo Jacko gets the random grid, and Knuckles spins right into the wall. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Jacko's got a nice little lead to start. Knuckles bringing up the rear. And here we go. Unholy trying to catch Jacko. But Jacko's early breaking off into the distance. But it's just the start here, and Canada's a weird one, so anything can happen. Unholy's trying to get onto the power early. And once again, Jacko slowly is increasing the lead. Unholy picking a little bit of that corner there. And Knuckles is on his way. Trying to Knuckles finds himself into the wall again, and he's looking at the loser's bracket dead in the eye here. Well, there we go. Unholy slowly has caught the back of Jacko. Jacko does have a lot more ERS to deploy. We'll see. Maybe Unholy just needed a couple turns to settle himself into the race, as he's chasing down the former Division 1 champion, Season 2 that is, of Elmo Jacko. And Knuckles ventures on. He's going to complete lap 1 at least, so that's good. Now this is kind of where Jacko broke off a little bit earlier. Spread that gap, and you can see it happening once again. Knuckles once again spins. And once again, Unholy kind of brings it back a little bit here as we complete lap 2. We now have DRS to be deployed. Jacko setting fastest lap in the Ferrari. Nice little choice by him there. Always a fan. Oh, and Unholy gets a little bit of oversteer there, and that's going to really hurt him. Now increasing that gap to just under a second and a half. And he's just got to hope that Jacko makes some sort of mistake here. Or Jacko is going to venture on. I think we can safely put Knuckles down into the loser's bracket. With all due respect. As we continue on. Next race, of course, to come is the Average Racer Lancey and DTR No Jug. So hopefully those guys are all ready to go. Slowly but surely, though, Jacko increases that gap on Unholy. Now at 2.3 seconds, and similar to before. Just needs a bit of a mistake from the Aussie up in front, as the two Canadians currently trail the man from way under. Doing it on their home soil as well. The International coming on to the Canadians Grand Prix here, and taking it to them. Jacko and NPC, yeah, I could see that. Let's see what Knuckles is doing. Now 27 seconds behind. Halfway on the other side of the track. Just trying to get his laps in at this point, early. Okay, that's not bad, Knuckles. Build off of that. Alright. Maybe finding our groove at this point now. Taking our time, enjoying a nice shade while it happens. Watch out for the... It's not the groundhogs, is it? Groundhogs there? Oh, what's the animal that runs that's always over in Canada? Always find himself on the middle of the track. Jacko and Unholy are on their final lap, though, and Knuckles is lining up the casino straight. We'll come back to him. And Unholy, once again, still just losing a little bit of time to Mr. Jacko. 3 seconds back here, maybe a couple mistakes, and a slow digression of time has led him towards this 3-second gap. But he continues on, looking to try and get himself back into this one. And Jacko took a little bit of of my comment of him being washed up straight to the heart, as he is trying to prove that that is not so. We still have the Wall of Champions for all to go wrong. Jacko has to hit that one, and he can call this one a race win, as he as well coming through the casino straight into the final chicane, finishing up the final 2 turns here, and seems to not even going to go anywhere near the wall, and finishes up with the win for him. Moving Unholy into the second place finishers battle there. So Jacko will join race day in round 2. Next up, the Average Racer, Lancy, DTR No Jug, and Vamu Nibble. That is actually a deadly one. That's gonna be a fun one. And there we go. We got Knuckles coming over with his 5 warm-up laps. Unfortunately, down into the losers bracket as well. Still having a chance to progress forward, but we'll see who winds up in his losers bracket battle. We've actually got some pretty quick drivers here. And once again, to get things going quick, I'll just do a quick game reset. And then we'll get 4 drivers in to try and make up for a couple of missing.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
As the bracket slowly starts to fill up. Oh my God, every time. Thank you. Okay, so we're looking for No Jug, Average Racer, and Lancy. Is Lancy showing online? No, no one ever wants to show online. Janet Ford, Kiwi, China, Shell, Kochi, Hotspot, Jimbo, Jonesy, Cake, Kenny, oh my God. Okay, Lancy. That's one. Vamu. Okay, so I got Lancy, Vamu. I need the Average Racer. And CPIT rum. Wait, are you? Oh, DTR No Jug. DTR. Oh. Average Racer was all pumped to get it going here, and nowhere to be found. While we wait, we will be going to Great Britain again. Average can just get pushed to next race, I guess, because this gives us 3. Okay, so this will be a good race. These are 3 quick guys. We'll see what Silverstone has in store for us here. Then T-Brum, Anto, and Days. What did I say? T-Brum at Anto at Days at the Average Racer. Okay, and we're off with these 3 guys. And here we go. DTR No Jug currently holding the lead. This is actually going to be a really good race, guys. These are 3 quick guys. Lancey early putting on the pressure here on No Jug. Vamu just sitting back and watching, and an early little move by Lancey, trying to get around No Jug, working the outside line as well, and doesn't look like it's going to happen there. And here we go, Vamu Nibble now wanting to work into this battle, as we're going to have 2 abreast through Copse. These guys decide that that's it for them. They don't want to race it anymore. And DTR No Jug is going to come home. Oh my God. Why do people not learn? Why do we Why do we have to do this at Cops? Eight six, yeah, cap. Everyone forgets that this race is 5 laps, and you don't need to do it in lap 1. Oh my god. Okay. Did we see who was at fault there? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh no, yeah. It was just too excited, man. They just want to... What happens to P2 people? Do they still get shot at finals? Yeah, no. Everyone in P2 goes into the P2 race. So, apparently I'm an NPC, yeah. Yeah, no, everyone in P2, everyone that finishes P2 in this race, or in the round 1, goes into the P2 race, with everyone that finished in P2 battling it out to try and take the final position into the, to continue on in the winner's bracket, and everyone else drops down into the loser's bracket. Yeah, exactly. What the hell happened to Nibble? I thought this was over and done with. Nibble finds himself into a little bit of issues now, and he's currently sitting in 3rd. No Jug has a nice 10-second lead on 2nd place. Oh, goodness, okay. So, I don't even know if Anto is gonna join here. No, not him. I don't even know who that is. MMR underscore Anto. Last online 7 minutes ago. Oh, perfect. Signed off as soon as it was ready to do this. So currently it looks like No Jug is going to continue on. Nothing is ever set in stone there. That's how it stands right now. Lancey currently sitting in the P2 spot. And unfortunately, Vamu, as it stands, is going to be dropping down into the loser's bracket. Halfway through lap 4, DRS has yet to really play any sort of factor in these races. And on to the final lap we go. But here we go. Swinging around the final lap. And these three are just finishing up. Oh, and a little bit of issue from Vamu bringing it over the line. Decides to say, screw the final turn. That's good enough for me. Dude. This is getting stupid already.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay. Every freaking time. the partial green. I mean, that Merc color has to have some sort of green in it, right, to get that shade. Battle of the Ocean-esque coloring cars. Could we go with that? Okay, so we had another back out in Anto. We had a guy who's fully alive in chat and the average racer not wanting to participate. So that's really sick. Okay, so we continue on. Dace currently with a nice little lead here on T-Brum. And this looks like it's the first proper race of the evening. This is interesting. We haven't had one of these. And, I mean, this is kind of a ruthless track to kind of just give off of no practice. But it's kind of fun to see these guys jump into a race off of no practice because it kind of comes down to just pace and quality overall. Oh, and a little bit of oversteer from T-Brum there. Oversteer, over throttle, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. T-Brum not looking too bad. In chase of Dace, that is, of course. Currently sitting in second. Winner of this will automatically advance into round 2. And then we'll get the round 2 race to follow with Optic, Unholy, and Lancy, and then whoever comes second here. At Optic, at Unholy, at Lancy. Okay, but this is pretty good so far. We just finished lap 1, on to lap 2. So both guys are using up quite a bit of their ERS here, and just pace-wise. Haven't really needed to deploy it in defense or in attack. We got our DRS for the first time in this race, and now we're gonna have it for the first time to have Casino straight. And now this is gonna be a proper race. And this is what I was hoping for with a lot of these races. But as you can tell, we haven't really got any of that, really. And now we come to a potential overtake here. Dace lining up the inside line in defense. Actually has to slot behind with T-Brum taking the lead, jumping up into the top spot. I don't think he's done so since the start of this race. I'm not sure who got the grid position. But it is Dace now the man on the hunt with 2 full laps of ERS. DRS to be deployed. This is swapping the bracket on the fly here. I'm a France, Argentina, and Brazil fan. Ripped in chat. Oh, a little bit of the wall from Dace. Celtic Ian. Oh my god. But here we go. T-Brum now with the lead, and Dace is on the hunt. Both guys are fairly depleted on ERS here. It's tough not to be distracted with what's going on in chat. But Dace is going to have one proper chance to try and get the overtake here, but T-Brum's putting in quite a few solid corners. And it's putting Dace under pressure, and Dace is already having to use that ERS to try and close that gap. And he needs a little bit of a mistake from T-Brum here. It's really close between these two guys. And it's going to come down to the final ERS straight, and Dace really needs a good launch out of this final hairpin, and he got a decent one. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. He's just going to deploy everything he's got. The battery is absolutely empty, and he's slowly closing that gap. He won't be able to catch him here. And just gets a little too heavy on the throttle, but I don't think, no matter the circumstances, he would have got him there anywho. So that was a good race between those two. So does CPI underscore T-Brum. Dace, TG going there. Okay, same thing. We'll just close the game and restart the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
So Optic, Unholy, Lancy, and Dace. That again. Social. Optic. Lancy and Dace. Optic, Lancy, Dace, Unholy. While these three load up, we shall do the track randomization. Get a good spin there. There you go, you can see that thing's moving nice and quick. Are we ever going to get Australia? No, we're going to go back to England. Okay, more crashing. Let's go. We're never going to race in Australia. Okay, so Dace, Optic, Unholy, and we're missing Lancy. Oh, we just lost one though. Unholy. Oh my god. Okay, so that wasn't too long between waiting. So we're venturing on here. We continue. And these races are actually coming. Who the hell invited this guy? Knuckles, you gotta visualize, man. Knuckles, if you e-transfer me $20 right now, I'll tell you what track is gonna be next, and then you can get a little practice in. And here we go. Top two drivers here advance through, and the bottom two will race once again into a 5 battle. How am I going to make this work? Okay, so Dead Knuckles, Vamu. Yeah, we'll just make it a big one there. You guys got that stuck in my head now. It's time for Africa. Oh, Average Racer, you're actually here, eh? There we go. So clean start from these guys. Let's actually watch this one. Unholy Red Eye is holding up the rear here, doing a good job, taking the VTEC approach, if you will. Oh, coming to Abbotsford on the 8th. Okay, maybe we can make that work. Yeah, so these guys are realizing no heroic moves right away. As you remember, the top two will win life back into the upper bracket. Yes, VTEC. VTEC is God. Unholy having a little bit of troubles there. Keeps it on track. As we finish lap 1, working our way through first sector of lap 2. Unholy, I believe, from what I've been told, he's dealing with some sort of flu here, or he's very tired, one of the two. But he's sticking it out, and unfortunately dropping back. Lancy, Dace, and Optic all trying to get P2 here. As we venture forward, and Unholy has found some unfortunate spinning there. But these three are going to put up a good little battle here. Dace, Optic, and Lancy. Of course, Lancy and Dace, both Division 1 drivers. currently being led by Optic, a man who is known to have pace. Oh, there you go, some Midwest emotion chat there. And Optic slowly breaking off into the distance there. Lancey just holding within DRS of Dace as it was just open, and Dace is trying to get himself back into DRS on Optic there. And these three can continue to bring this one close to the end. And Lancey finding a little bit of difficulties there. He's still gonna get DRS to try and help him close the gap, but as well as looked like Dace has lost that from Optic as he's trying to come home with the top two secures yourself into the upper bracket. So, but I mean, obviously, if you can't finish first, it's nicer. Yeah, no, it's a glitch on the spectator. Unholy is actually a lap ahead. We're back on with Lancey here. He's going to get DRS on Dace. Now, it all comes down to pure pace and as well as the luck. As well as luck from the track being picked. You want crash to race? Yeah, not happening. Maybe I'll race the winner. How about that? I'll race the winner. And another spin from Unholy, trying to allow these guys back into the race. Currently sitting a full lap ahead, a lap and a half ahead of these guys. Still with Lancey trying to close that gap on Dace. We're on lap 4. And Optic going way off. And now that's going to change things up massively here as Dace and Optic are now under a dogfight, and now Lancey's going to close up the gap on these two guys. And now what seemingly was fairly comfortable from Optic has now turned into a very nerve-wracking final lap and a half, with Lancey breathing right down their necks. But the good thing for Optic is he's got quite a bit of ERS saved up. But no heroics through cops, please. As we've already seen one mistake come through there. Now with Lancey trying to close the gap, but it just looks like Dace and Optic have too much pace coming through there. And as well, Optic looking to try and regain the lead back in this race. Lancey is closing that gap slowly, but not enough. Come on, Fran, don't do that. Fair play. And there we go. So for 1 minute, 7:44 right now. And we might be able to see the last couple corners of the... we might be able to see the last couple of corners, or you guys might be able to see the last couple of corners. But I'll kind of pass on the information to you guys. Lancey's still holding the back line. Unholy's trying to do the best he can to allow these guys back into this race. It's going off again. And no heroics through cops as no one is quite close enough. But we slowly close the gap. And here we go. Dace finding a little bit of difficulties there on the exit, but you guys can't tell. But will it be enough for Lancey to get that back? It's still 7:44. My goodness. Okay, we'll see. It might 7:45. Okay, and then oh no, Dace goes off, and you guys missed it. Dace went off, and this is Unholy's chance. Oh, fair point, Shelly the Turtle. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. Anyway, Dace will go back down. So we see Lancey. Here's Lancey against No Jug. Okay, so we'll go Lancey there. And CPI underscore optic there. And then we will have dead text message against Knuckles, against Vamu, Newable, against Dace TG, against Unholy underscore Red Eye. There you go. You have the final there. Confran talk. Yeah, I feel like there's some sus accounts going on here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Who is really who? Are we getting get some copy pasta in the chat here? Some copy pasta going. There you go. There's the final. We'll do the quick. No. Do the quick. No. God. Yeah, this isn't quick anymore. Oh, well. Okay. I'm going to grab another beer. Yeah, get the copy pasta going. Okay. Unholy, Days, Knuckles, dead text message, and Vamu. At dead, at Days, at Vamu, at Knuckles, at Unholy. Okay, so Race Day, Jacko, and Lancey to follow. Okay, so we have Dace, Dead, Unholy. We need Famu and Knuckles.
Falling again down this empty hole that I made up inside my
Okay.
head.
Unholy at dead.
Thinking again.
Oh, we need to randomize here. Are we going to get Australia? No. Maybe? Australia? Australia, finally. Okay.
It's getting hard to breathe, but that's alright. Take our memories and hold them tight. Let's stay right there. And just hold your ground. Oh, I've seen these troubled waters. I won't let this ship go down. And just hold your ground. It's so hard to find the words when you're not around. The devil couldn't catch my soul, so tell me why I sold it to you. Once there you shot my vision, now all I see is red. I need to come down from this.
Okay, so the winner will advance to losers round 2 race. And then we go back to the upper bracket. First race after that, race day Jacko Lancy, then No Jug, T-Brum, and Optic. So we'll see how things go. Now, I do believe that, oh Canada, oh baby. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good call out. Wow. Jin's a changed man. He's not even British anymore. That's unreal. He must have really swapped things up. Here we go, session to start. And we are going to go into it here. So obviously looking into this one, Dace would be the favorite. Unholy is going through a flu game right now. Knuckles and Dead Text Message as well, fighting for their lives on the random grid. It is Dead Text Message who has the lead and the fastest man in the back of the pack. Division 1 driver in the Aston Martin once again, trying to bring it up from the rear as we finally enter into Albert Park. And a clean turn 1 here with Unholy looking around the outside on Knuckles already and getting a nice move. Very aggressive from him, getting the job done. And then Knuckles already under a little bit of pressure there from Dace. Is down the inside line we go. Now this is only a 3-lapper, so things can get very chaotic here. And we got to remember, if there's any sort of contact, is insta black flag to the man who was involved. No chance on the win afterwards, if he is deemed to be at fault. Currently right now, Dead Text Message holding the lead as used during early on in the opening round. Crashes face cam over the action for a minute. Bet. There we go. So we'll go back to radio communication now as Dace continually trying to close that gap on Unholy Red Eye. Knuckles just sitting about a half a second back here. Okay, here we go. All right, that wasn't too long of a layover. But now we've weeded out 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers now. We're on to the last 7. So we'll see P2 here. P2 here will go down to the losers finals. P3 will go into the battle with Dace, into the 3-lapper, and then that will go same with the other winners, or round 2. So we'll see what is to be had here. And we've got Jacko leading the way in his home Grand Prix. We're on board with Lancey here, as this one should be a good one. 2 Division 1 drivers and a former Division 1 champion at play here, as Jacko goes hard to defend the inside line into turn 1. Lancey just taking the racing line, and that brings him on a real tight onto the tail of race day. Slowly closing that gap and potentially looking at a move of the inside line, and race day just does offer up the space, and a little bit of contact there between Lancey and race day, as Lancey is just able to get the position. I mean, it wasn't too bad there, but that allows Jacko to break off into the distance, as Lancey is very aggressive off the start. Now he's got to close a second and a half on Jacko. Only a half of a lap done. Jacko's already got a gap formed. But Lancey, as you can see there, slowly closing it. The smoke from the Knuckles spins. Well, here we go. Lancey still closing that gap to Jacko here, as race day and Lancey maybe putting themselves into an awkward situation early on, and allow Jacko with a little bit extra breathing room than needed to be. But now both of them, the smoke from the, yeah, okay. But I think Lancey and Race Day need to understand that they need to try and catch Jacko first before they can really battle each other. So winner of this goes straight to the final. Second place goes to the losers final, and then third place goes to the losers semifinal to face Dace. And that's the same with the other winner semifinal that's to happen after, between No Jug, T-Brum, and yourself, Optic. I feel, yeah, Knuckles may hate this country. Knuckles is just a part-time firefighter, just for the look of it. He doesn't actually care about. He just wants that label. Maybe he just hates Pete. That's savage. But there you go. Lancey has now worked his way back into DRS. We get 3 DRS zones here in Australia, all not too big. Race Day now closing the gap onto Lancey. And Lancey losing a little bit of time. Oh, put this up there. And Race Day using his typical strategy of dumping the ERS. Jacko sitting fairly comfortable on that field. Lancey continuing on, trying to close that gap onto Jacko. Still sits about a second out. I think Jacko's just playing with him on the DRS detection here. Now, this is a turn that can catch a lot of drivers out, but as well can close the gap. It looks like Lancey hits it pretty well. It's through the straight. It'll bring him right back to hovering around a second. Race Day still sitting on the back of Lancey, and a second place finish is going to be far better for your effort back into the finals compared to a third place finish. No, Knuckles, you're done, my guy. Thank you very much for taking part. Appreciate it. We're on lap 4 of 5 here. And Lancey, unfortunately, finds the wall. And that promotes Race Day up to second, and now it's Race Day's turn to try and close it. And Lancey has called it there. I mean, I don't agree with, or I mean, I don't disagree with that. It's unfortunate, but he will drop down into the loser semifinal race. But Race Day has really got to try and get as much speed as he can. Jacko's sitting comfortably with still 40% ERS to deploy, and Race Day just uses it as quick as he gets it. Still continuing on here. We're about to get on to lap 5. We do see a DNF. That was unfortunate with the Lancey spin, and put himself out of that. As we continue onward, on to the final lap. Quite a bit to do here from Race Day, with only one proper DRS straight to go. He's got the half one coming out of the final stretch, the pit lane there, but Jacko is looking fairly comfortable on his home track, and he's got quite a bit of ERS to deploy, but anything can happen. We still need to get through that 11-12 chicane. Actually, that's not 11-12 anymore. Maybe the 9-10 chicane or the 10-11 chicane. Jacko hits it comfortably. Race Day does the same, but Race Day needs quite a bit to happen here. He has closed that gap a bit. I don't know why I was wanting to take a sip of the beer so bad, but I'll put it down for now, as we are through our final couple turns, and it's looking like Jacko is going to win again, and he will head straight to the grand finals, and that will push Race Day into the winners, or the losers finals. Okay, we'll just do this quick. So no jug, T-Brum, and Optic. That'll be fun. Yeah, he did join the chat. I remember that. It was like seeing Moby Dick. You just couldn't take your eyes off of it. And the cats are awake and as crackhead as ever. But okay. We've only got 4 races left to go here. So let me do this. No jug, T-Brum, Optic. Optic, T-Brum, no jug. Wow, look at that. And then we look at this. See, I'm like so quick at this now. Track selection. Get up the dust randomizer. Give it a nice spin. No, we are not going to Australia. Again, after Australia did not show in the first 5 races, it has hit back-to-back-to-back votes. Who had that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Back to Australia we go. Albert Park for the 3rd time in a row. Did not seem like it wanted to be involved. This was 1, 2, 3, 4 races in a row that we had it without, and now we hit 1, 2, 3 in a row. Yes. So Dace, Lancy, and third place of this race to follow at Dace, at Lancy, and third place in this race to follow. Oh, shit. Okay, back to Australia. Yes, spectator. I know. I'm balancing a lot here. And there you go. If Shelly's in chat, there you go. There's Mike Wazowski. Hello, Mike. Say hi to the camera, Mike. Yes. Say hello. Say hello. There you go. You even got Mike Wazowski, too. Uh-oh. Sully got kicked out of the bedroom. Sully. Okay. No Sully yet. Oh, the two alphas. And here we go. This will be a doozy here. I don't think they're going to be teaming here. The Alfa Romeos is all these guys want to win. Let's see if there's going to be any heroics here. And nothing quite going yet. Oh, and then T-Brob finds a little bit of difficulties. I'm not sure if that was him or maybe he got ushered there from No Jug. But we have to continue on, and that is really unlucky from T-Brom. But we'll see if, yeah, I mean, he's got to keep going because if something happens between No Jug and Optic with the two alpha guys here, then that could really change for T-Brom. Still wants to try and finish second. He's 7.5 seconds behind. So any sort of situation from the two drivers up ahead could bring back T-Brom into at least making the winner's final. So he's got to put in some clean times. We're only on lap 1 here. I mean, will he catch him on just pace? Probably not, but I mean, like I said, you never know what's going to happen. Optic and No Jug working their way currently, sitting 1-2. Finishing lap 1. Enter our second time around track, and No Jug goes a little bit too deep in. Oh, it goes a little bit too deep into turn 1, and it doesn't get the best of run down into turn 3. Allowing Optic back into it there, but doesn't want to go for it quite yet. As No Jug is now not finding the proper corners here. With Optic just sitting in the weeds. Both these guys sitting on fairly similar areas in the ERS to deploy. And Optic using a little bit there, and No Jug having some difficulties trying to nail some corners together. And speaking of difficulties, it is T-Brom finding some more, and now spinning and bringing himself back on track. Now 10 and a bit of seconds in behind. But as stated before, you still got to keep venturing forward because you don't know what's going to happen with these two guys up ahead. I mean, hopefully nothing happens, but I mean, you gotta keep racing. Putting some decent times, and we'll see. And yeah, Jack, I hear ya. And like you kind of pointed out, probably not the 3 best battling tracks, but the countries that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I mean, there's quite a few, but the popular ones in the league. I can't say that. Mexico's actually. But no Mexicans decided to join, so that's fine. Well, as well, no Brits decided to join. Whatever. Then we'll just keep it the Commonwealth. Yeah. What's been done has been done. So shall it be said, so shall it be done. We'll continue on here with Optic. He's kind of sitting in the back here. He's going to get his first proper shot at DRS coming soon here. And of course, winner goes to the grand final, second place. Oh my goodness. That was a bold statement there put up by Optic, but I'm glad that he didn't go for that. But he does get a really good run out, and he's going to allow himself back up alongside, and we're going to get I think it was a little bit of contact there, but both drivers come out unscathed. That's a very nice helmet from Optic. I kind of dig that, to be honest. The nice black and red. If we can get a good look at that, that'd be great. But here we go, swinging around the final turn, finishing up lap 3. Going on to lap 4, and No Jug can feel the pressure of the ERS deployment, and Optic taking a clean line through the first. I lied, he actually did not. He cut quite a bit of turn 2, but he's going to have a comeback here in turn 3, lining up the inside line, going for the move. And the two Alphas make a little bit of contact between the wheels there, and No Jug has to give way with Optic taking the lead. And now after leading for the first half of the race, or over the first half of the race, it is now No Jug the man who needs to try and get the overtake here on Optic. Both guys are really closely matched on pace in this race so far. It is now No Jug trying to close that gap back down to Optic with only a lap and a half left to go, as we cross the halfway point and the DRS detection here in late sector 2, early sector 3. And now right on the tail is No Jug, and we'll jump right on board with him here. I don't think he's close enough here to warrant any sort of overtake, and that is exactly it. Nothing going there from No Jug, maybe rethinking it for a later part on track. And a spin there, and that is going to be detrimental here for Optic, and he needs to get himself back around, because here comes T-Brum. And now T-Brum sees No Jug spun, and now No Jug is going to have a real difficult time here to try and hold off T-Brum on the final lap. He's going to have some absolutely piping hot tires, and T-Brum is closing the gap, and No Jug has got to be very careful here, as things got very interesting here for T-Brum, as now he's got a potential to try and get an overtake here and put himself into at least the losers finals after getting 2 spins early on. And oh my god, Optic spins as well. Optic has spun up ahead. He's back up on track, but these two guys are closing that gap back to him, and now he's going to have hot tires, and he needs to be really careful, as now the gap is to 3.5 seconds. So I mean, if there's any time to spin when you're in the lead, that's it. But now the gap is slowly closing down. It looks like Optic has got himself back underway. And now T-Brum within DRS, but he is completely out of ERS to deploy, where No Jug has a little bit left. Optic just trying to ail his car over the line at this point now. And T-Brum puts it a little bit too hard, and fair play. He kind of had to just try and carry as much pace as absolute possible there. All good. But it looks like it's going to end with Optic, No Jug, and then T-Brum with the 1, 2, 3. So that will put CPI_Optic to the finals. T-Brum to race right after. And then DTR No Jug into the losers final. So here we go at Dace, Lancey, and T-Brum. That brings us down to our final couple, and we're going to lose either 2 of these drivers, Dace, Lancey, or T-Brum. Winner moves on. Race day, no jug. Yeah, that was a solid race. That was a solid race. Okay, so once again we need Optic, go bye-bye. T-Brum, Lancy, and Dace. And this goes to 3-lapper. Gotta remember that. Just remember 3-lapper. There is not. Oh, we're going back to England. The fish still with us. Oh wow, that was that was massive, Lispy. All right, come on, fish. I mean, realistically, how long do we give them? Oh, okay. The lobby voted. So the fish is done. So we have a 1v1 here. Winner advances. This is a 3-lapper. Winner advances to take on race day and no jug. And then winner of the grand finals. And then we just have to remember still, Jacko and Optic have yet to lose, both of them winning their races. So it'll be a minimum 2-race final. Whoever comes from the losers bracket needs to win twice. But first and foremost, we have the losers round 2 finish up with T-Brum and Lancy. So I don't think these guys have seen each other yet. This is the first time that they've raced each other, at least in this battle, and is currently T-Brum holding the lead. Currently right now, Jacko and Optic are awaiting in the finals. There's 2 races to complete for us to get there. And it is Lancy and T-Brum currently battling it out for the winner to go to the losers finals to race day and no jug, and then the winner of that to go to the grand finals. So we have 2 more races until we fully start the grand finals here. So we'll jump right on board here with T-Brum. Come through cops. And with the 3-lappers, there's only 1 lap of DRS. So in a way, it can kind of just come down to straight pace in classic racing, if you will. Lancy currently just sitting in the weeds. T-Brum as well, holding his position. And Lancey gets a really bad turn there out of 16, and that opens up a nice cushy gap. I say cushy, but it's still within DRS for T-Brum. But in a 3-lapper, it is somewhat cushy. And now Lancey needs to hope that T-Brum misses a turn or two to bring himself back into it. Only having the 1 lap of DRS to use. And T-Brum is breaking the toe, but I mean, if anything, he gives time back to Lancey. Lancey taking far more aggressive lines on the turns in comparison to T-Brum, but T-Brum taking the proper racing line. But with that being said, Lancey does once again close the gap a little bit. It kind of goes back and forth between the turns between these two guys. One guy takes it better than the other. Sitting at about 3/4 of a second as we enter in through Maggots and Beckett's. For the second time here, Lancey deploying the ERS to try and close that gap. T-Brum still holding a good amount. Who's riding on the helmet of Lancey. We jump off and take a nice peek at it looks like the French, or no, I imagine that'd be the Dutch coloring on his helmet. As now, last time around, Lancey made a little bit of a mistake here, allowing T-Brum to get a little bit farther away than he was hoping. And it just looks like T-Brum has the pace on that, on those corners in comparison. But now we're on to the final lap, and Lancey has got to try and close the gap, and that little snap of oversteer ain't going to do anything for him other than lose him a little bit of time as we still sit under the DRS window, and Lancey will get it. And you need to just dump this ERS, but I mean, of course, T-Brum has double the amount of Lancey as it stands right now. The DRS trying to do as much as it can to bring Lancey back into this. But as it stands right now, T-Brum is looking comfortable from this point through as he now increases that gap up above a second. And it is just counting down the turns as it feels from this point out, unless some sort of unfortunate circumstance to T-Brum with Lancey putting in everything he's got. And it just might not be enough at this point. Did we hit T-Brum's track in this battle? No one's to know. But yes, the lack of DRS will really mitigate any sort of opportunity that Lancey may have had in the last couple of turns to finish up this final lap. And it is looking like T-Brum will advance into the losers final with Lancey unfortunately bowing out in a hard-fought way through this. He will get himself a top 7, so we'll finish in the top half of the field that entered. So well done to you, Lancey. Good effort. It was unfortunately not to be. All right, we'll get this last losers final going. Oh, they've already readied up. Oh, whatever, that's okay.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, so we get Race Day, No Jug, and T-Brum. For another 3-lapper. T-Brum, Race Day. T-Brum, Race Day, No Jug. Okay. Oh, I can't even see what it is. What is it? England again. So back-to-back Great Britain's here. Put you in safety cars for the finale. That'd be fun. Okay, so winner of this goes on to face winner of this goes on to face Jacko and Optic and has to defeat them twice. Back-to-back races. Pretty rude. But it has to be done, as neither Jacko and Optic have lost yet. And Jacko, I don't think, the way it's looking at it, doesn't look like you're going to get your wish to be able to race Great Britain today. With it hitting 2 Britons in a row. Just the odds don't seem likely. So what have we got? We've gotten Britain, Canada, Australia, Australia. And then Britain. Okay. Race day going. Okay, sus. I don't think that got him anywhere. Interesting. But there we go. T-Brum currently sitting in the back. No Jug and Race Day 2-1. Only the winner will advance here. And with a 3-lapper, this is going to be absolute chaos, to be honest, in comparison to the last one, but that was only a 1v1. So now this is a 1v1v1, a proper one with 3 laps. So 1 lap per driver, really. And we'll see how it will finish. Currently, T-Brum sitting in the back and in the weeds at this point with No Jug right on the tail of Race Day 2016. And we continue on through Maggots and Beckett's, and No Jug is just right on the back of Race Day. With T-Brum trying to close that gap. Take a nice little cinematic view at No Jug's front wing here. And we swing through the final couple of turns to finish off lap 1. And Race Day getting a really good final couple of turns there. And T-Brum has slowly closed that gap, but he needs to overtake 2 people to try and get the job done. Very tall order, really. But with No Jug going a little bit deep there, may help him out. And now T-Brum's trying to get a really good launch out of that turn and have a look at maybe an overtake on T-Brum. And we'll pull this up and thinks about the inside line and actually bumps him a little bit through the turn. And now swinging deep around and trying to do a swing back for a better launch out of the turn. And he does ever so slightly get it, but it won't make that much of a difference. And while this is happening, it's allowing Race Day to go off a little bit more. And Race Day is actually holding his ERS a lot more than usual here. As we swing through Maggots and Beckett's, and T-Brum misses that one turn, and that's going to drop him back quite a bit. And he's trying to bring that gap back down, but that might have been catastrophic to the rest of his races. Now he sits a second back and needs something to happen between these 2 guys up ahead. We're on board with No Jug now at this point. just within a half a second to race day. But race day does get a really good turn. Like really good line out of that final turn, gets good traction as we pass the pit straight for the final time here. Race day currently with 1 foot in the grand finals, trying to get the job done overall. And it's No Jug, the man on the hunt. T-Brom, no. Shouldn't have switched to him. I was about to say closing that gap back down, but that snap of oversteer is going to hurt him quite a bit. And race day still with a decent amount of ERS to deploy to try and get himself in for the win. And it looks like T-Brum is done at this point here. So we still have the battle for the promotion up into the grand finals between No Jug and T-Brum, or sorry, No Jug and Race Day. And we enter through Maggots and Beckett's through the final time. And we're going to get a proper DRS potential slipstream here from No Jug, but it looks like Race Day has just done enough to hold him back, and with the deployment of ERS there from Race Day, he is counting down the turns until he can put himself in the grand final, and a Hail Mary lunge there from No Jug, but nothing was happening. Okay. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose, but he nearly lost it. And that will bring an end to the nights of No Jug and T-Brum as T-Brum opts to do some spins. There we go, race day moving on. And our bracket is filling out, and it is nearly entirely full. We are almost done. This one will be about 2.5 hours. Last time it was 5. Okay, let's see, where did I say it was 1 hour top? That was at 8. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I was right. About 2.5 hours to complete this whole thing. We've just got we have the potential for at least 2 more races to go. Potential for 3. So No Jug is done. And we've got Jacko and Optic. And the same track cannot be done twice for the final here, so it will be eliminated. Get a good spin on that. We can see here. Nice close to the camera. Australia. That's just so you guys know that I'm not capping. And then we go back to 5 lappers. And then to Australia. Grand finals time, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. This can take as long as it needs to because after this is done, I gotta clean. Not down. Not down at all. There we go. Who's still in chat? Where's chat? You guys died. After Average Racer got out of chat, you guys had nothing to chirp, so there hasn't been much conversation since. Let's go. Any predictions? Come on, who do we got? Predictions? What are we feeling here? So here we go. We start back in Australia. And it's Jacko with the pole position and leading into turn one. Race day, of course, needs to win. If he loses, he is out. Optic as well. If he loses, then he still has a chance, and he is already looking to try and get race day there, and has done a good job of it, picking off the man in the Mercedes as Optic jumps up into second place early on. And now we continue on through the straight, or the curved straight, the modified straight now. And race day, I believe he's actually raced the most amount of races at this point. So Optic actually lost to race day in the first race. And now he is seemed to have found his form now, because he is draped all over Jacko at this point. So as we look back at what took place earlier for this to happen, the very first race of the night between Race Day, Dead Text Message, and Optic saw Race Day taking home the win, and Optic in second, Dead Text Message third. And Jacko, Knuckles, and Unholy Red Eye saw Jacko with the win, Unholy second, Knuckles third. Vamu, Nibble, Lancy, and No Jug saw No Jug with the win, Lancy in second, and Vamu dropping down. And then the 1v1 between T-Brum and Dace saw T-Brum to go through. And then it was the second place finishers to battle it out, the four of them. And we saw Optic and Lancy coming 1 and 2. Dace dropping down to face off against Dead Text Message, Knuckles, Vamu Nibble, and Unholy Red Eye. And Dace won out there, put him back into the Losers Round 2 race, where he faced the third place finisher in the second round 2, which happened to be between Race Day, Jacko, and Lancy was the first one. Jacko won that one. Race Day came second, and Lancy came third. Then it was DTR No Jug, T-Brum, and Optic, with Optic winning that one. T-Brum coming third, and No Jug coming second. Dace, Lancy, and T-Brum battled out, with Dace unfortunately not making it, and T-Brum defeated Lancy there. And then T-Brum went up into the Losers Round Finals between Race Day and No Jug, and it was Race Day taking home that win. And this is where we find ourselves at this point. Between Optic and Jacko, the only two men without a race lost this evening. Actually, no, Optic has lost, so it's actually Jacko, the only man without a loss this evening. But Optic did win himself back up into the uppers bracket with the pre-implemented rules in place. And we'll see how things take place here. Race Day just sitting on the outer edges of DRS and slowly losing out. And are we going to see any sort of overtake here for Optic I'm not sure. And he's actually going to offer something up around the outside line. Up onto the curb he goes, and Jacko's going to continue to force him with two wheels off of the track. And then a spin from Optic. Oh, my goodness. And that is just unlucky. Now that brings Race Day up into second, and Race Day has a chance, but he needs to try and catch Jacko. But he is just completely depleted of ERS, and Jacko is just holding that gap at 1.7 seconds and slowly increasing it. And it doesn't look like Race Day is going to have enough here. He just needs Jacko to just force himself into some sort of unfortunate error. And Jacko virtually just needs to bring this one home. So if things stand from this point out, which is what is looking like it will, the next track will be between Canada and England. And if Jacko were to win that one, that would see Jacko with back-to-back It's Not My Thanksgiving 1v1 Showdown championships, as it's been a slightly differentiated 1v1 Showdown this year, with third driver involved. The 1v1v1 is where that comes from. But we're on to the final lap here in Australia. We'll ride on board with the man himself, who's looking to try and get it done in his home Grand Prix. And he's looking pretty good to do it so far. 3 seconds up on race day is where he stands, and slowly increasing that time. And he should be able to at this point. So while this happens, we'll wait to spin. And then here we go around the final turn. Sees Jacko with the race 1 win. That will be the end of race day's evening. Unfortunately, we go. Okay, so we go to England. Okay. So Optic's got to get it done back-to-back races here. All right. Jacko's still yet to lose. Optic fought hard in that first one. The unfortunate spin was the end for him there. But he has a chance back at it. And we will go to the final race if it is needed in Canada, which is where it will end. But the man himself, that being Optic, needs to get the job done here at one of the oldest tracks in the world. And we are back. Optic once again starting second, but Jacko gets a far better launch anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered. Did have the inside line into turn one, but Optic did not have any sort of good launch to have any sort of interest in an overtake at all. So Jackus leads us here, two Ferrari powered engines going at each other. Okay, so I don't think we're going to see too much happening in the beginning of this race. Cannot be won or lost, really. Or it can't really be won, but it can be lost. That's the saying. Now, Jacko was looking forward to this race all night. Or this track, that is. So we'll see if the wait was worth it for him. Looking to try and close it out on his most preferred track between the three, at least. I'm not sure on overall. And Optic is just sitting in the back here of Jacko, but I don't think we're going to see any sort of real craziness until we hit the DRS. And it is Optic still sitting in the back of Jacko. Let's see if we can get a good little view here. Ooh. Optic swinging around for a wide line there around turn 4. That's going to get him a good launch here on the exit of turn 5. We've got a nice view. And looking around the outside line, but I don't think... Oh, he actually is going to send it a little bit. And he's going to warn himself enough space for Jacko to have to go all the way around the outside now. And these two are going to drag it to Cops. And as we've seen before today, 2 does not go into 1. And turning across was Jacko. Oh, goodness gracious, guys. So Jacko's actually slowed up to allow Optic back into it at least. Fair play. Okay, now we're going to get into 3 laps of DRS. So we'll see where this goes from here on out.
I haven't done that for a while, which is nice.
Okay. And Jacko going maybe a little bit deep there. Alternative line, which I like to say. Which I'm sure he'd prefer me saying. Okay, so still holding on is Jacko as we enter the same place last time where Optic was caught out by Jacko there, and Jacko graciously allowed him back in. I think it was just an unfortunate situation where he did not want the race to be ended like that. And now we got Optic fairly close to Jacko. Swinging a little bit wide, Jacko kind of breaking the slipstream a little bit there. And Optic isn't opting for the DRS deployment. As the game of cat and mouse is played between these two. Yes, that is a nice helmet from Optic there. I haven't really had a good look at Jacko's. And he's got I dig that too. Kind of the powder Lakers colors. But oh, and there we go. Optic is going to try and dive down there, and Jacko's forced to give him space, but Jacko does a good job of allowing that, but also getting a good run out. And now Optic is once again slipping in the slipstream. And Optic once again looking for a move in not a typical, well, I mean, it is a fairly typical area, but there's definitely the number one place to do it. That's coming in through Stowe, I believe it's named. And Optic laying on the moves here on Jacko. Jacko not flinching one bit. Now we swing through Maggots and Beckett's for the second last time here, and Optic is very close onto the back of Jacko. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to go for it here. But Jacko, with the DRS deployment, is able to hold him off. And I don't know how many times Optic will be able to go back at him again here. Oh, with Jacko. Oh, what the heck? That was a big leg spike there, but seems to be okay. And where's Optic going to try and get this move done? Now Optic took a peek in the last time around here and forces Jacko into a harder defense, and then Jacko takes a very slow line through the turn, and that was forced to have Optic slow up and kind of hit the back of him a little bit there as well. And now Optic has some work to do. Really needs to fly through these next couple of turns, and that little snap of oversteer ain't gonna do it. As we enter in through Cups for the final time here in this one, Optic has been stuck behind Jacko this entire way through Silverstone, and seemingly running out of turns at this point here, and trying to get as good of a run, and he's just going to dump the battery, but Jacko is as well. And I'm not sure if Optic will be able to get it done here. He's a little bit too far back. And maybe not even close, really. He needs Jacko to slip up at some point there. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Jacko seemingly going to get a back-to-back chip in the It's Not My Thanksgiving 1v1 showdown. Okay, so now it is Jacko versus myself. Let's see if I can take down the Australian man. Now, to really claim the title, Jacko needs to defeat me. As many know, probably the best international driver in the Midwest F1 League. Some say. Who says it? That's up for interpretation.
I'm falling again down this empty hole that I made up inside my head. Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking again. Oh, how'd I let it get like this? Oh, it's so criminal. I hope you're comfortable. It's getting hard to breathe, but that's alright. Take our memories and hold them tight. Oh, this harmony is getting me through the night. It's getting hard to breathe, but that's alright. Take our memories and hold them tight. Let's stay right there.
Bring it on, Jacko. I don't even think I have my set. No, I think I do. Let's go. This is for all the Canadians that were knocked out to this evening. Whatever. Oh shoot, I read it up really quickly. I don't even think I let him get set up. Whatever. Come on, come on.
Drive-through penalty. You've got a drive-through penalty. Hey, if you don't behave yourself from now on, we're going to end up disqualified.
Oh. Out the line, out the line. Come on, Jacko, you pussy. Come on. Bring it on, Jacko. Ah, Jacko, you're scared.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Oh, that's not it. Yeah, I know I have a drive-through. Oh shit, that's not it. Dude. There you go. He's lucky I didn't put on damage.
box.
He went through the pits. Wow.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Oh, bull me.
Okay, DRS is now available.
That's okay. It's okay.
Caution, caution.
That was my only shot. That was my only chance. Maybe in my day I could have been a D2 driver, but I don't play the game anymore. But anywho, I guess that's about it. Congratulations to Jacko, as well as very well done to Optic, coming in second. Race day for finishing on the overall podium, and a big thank you to all the drivers that did take place in tonight's stream, as well as race. I very much appreciate it. Yes, very much appreciate it. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. That was on display. And for all those American folks out there, enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. We will be back normal time next week, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, to go back live for round 3 of the Midwest F1 League Season 8. So hopefully you will tune in to come hang out and check that out. But for now, that is it for me. Enjoy the World Cup games, and as per usual, stay safe and have a good weekend. Good night.